What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread talking baseball, episode 35. Want to jump right in to Oakland at Boston last night. Entertaining game. Verdugo starts playing wide receiver out in center field, loses one, takes a carom off the wall. Olsen's digging for third. Renfroe with the laser. The guy has a freaking hose. It's one of the best throws I've seen in a long time. One hop, boom, thanks for playing. Started that game off right. James Kaprielian for the A's, making his major league debut as a starter. Gets the W at Fenway. Dude's a stud. So much positive action. I almost don't even want to mention that Laureano thing. Laureano goes a little bit overboard. He's pretty far away from the umpire. Throws his gear, has a bit of a tantrum, and then he gets run in a big game. You have to, as the umpire, swallow your pride there, I think, a little bit. And as a teammate, you got to be a little bit more careful if you're Laureano. But I think, come on, the umpire is kind of looking to throw him out there. You don't have to throw him out there. It was not a good look because he missed that call pretty badly, and it was right under his nose. He rung up Laureano on a pitch that was not a strike. So that wasn't a great look. But it was still a fun watch all the way around. Action-packed, and the A's get another W, man. They're just winning games. -6 run differential with their 20 to go with their 23 wins. It doesn't make any sense, but there they are. On top of a tough division. A really tough division that Houston is coming strong out there on the far post after handling the reeling Angels. The Angels are in a lot of trouble. We thought so. They really have pulled it off. Smoke and mirrors, got past LA. LA's lost 4 of their last 10 with a run differential of +40. Something was going on with the Dodgers that I think is self-correcting now. But the stuff that's going on with the Angels is the pitching, and I don't see that getting a whole lot better, unfortunately, for the Angels, who are going to head out to Boston. And depending on how this goes with the A's today, it's Manaea at Richards today. Richards is pretty human. I've seen a couple good starts. He had one particular start, I believe, against the Mets that was good. But Richards is a pretty standard major league pitcher. And the A's, man, they're just a tough, relentless lineup. And Manaea's good. I think the A's can win this game too, but Boston's going to be fighting tooth and nail. I expect a good one there. And depending on what happens with Boston, they could be really hungry with the Angels coming to town. And that's kind of going to wrap up the East-West schedule for the time being. So those are going to be big games this weekend. But for now, the focus is on the present. And we've got Houston staying home to host Texas. They've got Javier on the mound. You know I like Christian Javier, kind of underrated. I'm not touching it because it's so expensive. But Houston's got that set coming up, and they got to feel pretty good about it. Rays lose a 1-0 game to Cole. It was Rays bullpen versus Garrett Cole, and they lose 1-0 with Chapman coming in for the save. You're feeling okay about that as the Rays. Little self-correction here. The Rays have been so dominant in those close games, but you got to feel all right about it. I don't feel so bad. They need one tonight with Hill. I don't know if they're going to get it, but I'm not pushing the panic button yet on the Rays. I still see the American League East and the American League West providing both the wild card teams, because we can go and check in now on the Central. The White Sox differential's up to +64. The Indians have won 8 of their last 10 games, but I don't see the Indians lineup being strong enough to really stay in contention. They just don't hit enough. They sure pitch enough, though. That pitching, so they're almost there if Cleveland can get a couple of bats or get hot. But the Twins have a winning percentage of .353 and are now 9 games back. That's 1 game better than the Tigers. And the consensus throughout the major leagues has been, wow, the Tigers are bad and the Twins are 1 game better. So it just makes sense to go along with what we're following here. The AL East and West are going to be fighting it out for those wild card spots here at the end, and it's starting to separate already. I'm looking out West in the NL. We can't forget that the Dodgers are not going to be playing this poorly all year long. They're starting to right the ship. That's going to get real interesting out there. But as we sit, your San Francisco Giants still lead the NL West by 2 games. Have to say it every day or I get a lot of hate mail. Padres are going to limp home. They ended up getting one. Carantini went slam Diego and bailed him out. But the Padres scored 3 runs in the other 13 innings. That grand slam for Carantini was huge, came up big for his team. That game still goes under, right? I think they had 7. And then the nightcap was a 3-2 game, I think. So 3 runs in 13 innings for the Padres. Not great with everybody on the IL heading home to host St. Louis. So that St. Louis Brewers game today is the game of the day, the marquee matchup. You've got Flaherty and Burnes. Burnes comes back off the IL. Bandy! We'll see how he does today. Last night, it was a little shaky. Williams ends up with the wind, Devin Williams. And then you've got Hader collecting the save. It was first and third late. Hader comes in, saves the day. But the Brewers needed it. Today's game, huge. That's a matinee. You've got Flaherty at Burnes, Cardinals at Brewers. Great matchup. And I expect those Cardinals games out west at the Padres to be good. Because the Padres are going to have to fight here. They've got to fight. But the NL West remains strong, and I expect to see more good baseball. Still, again, Dodgers, we said it earlier, won 4 of their last 10 games, but have a plus 40 differential. The rest of the NL East, again, is still kind of blurry for me. I'm taking the Phillies, though. The Phillies and the Nationals today. Phillies looking for the sweep behind Eflin. We're going to take it. It's minus 114. And then the other game I'm taking is Rogers. Miami at Kelly. Yes, at Arizona. So that's a minus 120. Rogers pretty cheap today. Trevor Rogers, animal. It's just complete manimal. One of our appointment watch pitchers. He's cheap. I expect Miami is a tough bet, but he's so good, and I'm going to watch the game anyway. Going to add a little spice. So that's going to do it for our recap and our prognostications. Be sure to get at me on Twitter, Rybread, at Rybread0844. If you're in the Trop, you're getting hungry, go over to Clearwater, Florida there. It's 15 minutes away. Bascom's Chop House, best steakhouse in the city, best wine list in the city. And if you're dreaming about a vacation abroad, Bravo Beach Resort's where you want to be in the Philippines. Place is awesome. Changed my life! Some good dudes out there. Good times. We love you. We're going to do 162.